FYR Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the FYR Podcast. I am your co-host, Michael Wright, and across from me, as always, is the one and only, the legendary Superman from Compton, Mr. C.T. motherfucking Fletcher. Pops, how you feeling today?
Man, I am so excited for the guest we have today. I ain't gonna tell you who it is yet, but he a real ass kicker. And I get excited. I'm talking about for real. Yeah. Put foot off in your ass. And
nothing excites the old man more than the motherfucker who actually whoop your ass in real life.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the FYR Podcast. He is a 3-time karate world champion. World champion. Also, doing my research, I found out is a former school teacher, which shocked the hell out of me because I couldn't picture it. But his charisma could steal a segment with just a smirk, whether he was cutting promos, high-kicking opponents in the face, or telling the fans, somebody called my mama. Please welcome to the FYR Podcast, the one and only, the legendary Mr. Ernest, the Cat Miller.
Hey, man. Man, thanks for having me on this thing, man. You guys got me a little nervous because you guys look too much like me. I know some shit is about to come out of that group right there. The group I'm looking at.
What did I tell you? If when some shit come out, it's gonna be because he asked you some ridiculous ass question. But the fans love that type of shit, so I let him ask his crazy ass questions. And trust me, it's gonna be about two or three of them.
It's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
All right, so normally the way we start these interviews, we kind of like to start at the beginning, just talk about your childhood. So I know you're from Decatur, Georgia, if I'm correct, right?
Exactly, man. Just a few miles outside of Atlanta. You know, I was born in Atlanta, but then on the outskirts of Atlanta, it was Decatur.
Okay.
And it was kind of funny because it was Decatur, right? When we moved from Atlanta, we moved to Decatur, it was all white. It was in that transforming stage. Yeah. Once we got there, everybody, next door neighbor, everybody was white. But then about 2 years later, you know, it started to form, become everybody was black, you know. and the white folks that were still there, they turned black. They didn't leave, but they said we might as well go. We can't beat them, you know. We might as well join them.
So tell me, what was your childhood like growing up in Decatur? I lived in Atlanta for some years. I loved it out there.
Did you? Man, Decatur was nice, man. I mean, it was, and my grandfather, I'm a grandparent baby.
Yep.
My grandfather was a real, when that's a real father to me, I had my father, but my father was a street guy.
Yeah.
He was too busy. You know, he came from the country. He met my beautiful mom. They had me, and he did not want to leave the streets. So my grandfather told me, and told my mom, listen, bring him home. You know, if we eat, he gonna eat. Mm-hmm. And my grandfather was a hardworking guy, man. He worked at a pharmaceutical place, you know, with some guy that really took a liking to him. This guy was some kind of doctor. I don't know what kind of doctor, but he opened up a pharmaceutical place with medicine for people that he would give out to people, prescribe to people that couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
So it was something like that where they were helping the community. My grandfather worked with this guy for a long time. We moved from living in an apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, to living in a 5-bedroom house with the backyard. I mean, then the neighborhood was nice. It had a park, a recreational center. It was like in 1972. Yeah. So, you know, back then, it wasn't too many blacks even living in a house, you know, home back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pretty near all the time. I appreciate that.
I'm 62 years old. 62.
Yeah. I'm not used to having nobody in my same age category.
That's why that dude sitting next to you kept calling you. Oh, I was just about to say something to him.
Hey, that's how you talk about me.
First of all, Mr. Miller, out of respect for you, sir, if you saw the stuff that this man says to me on a daily basis, you would understand why I talk to him the way that I do.
If you heard some of the things I say to half of my friends, you'll understand why. I understand him.
Yeah. Trust me, I know. Stevie told me how you be talking to him.
Man, you young guys, though. I call you guys YNs. You YNs. You know what YNs stand for,
Man,
right?
I'm almost 50 years old, cat. Don't do me
You
like
still
that.
you still a YN, brother, because you think like him. You too close to him. They got one leg, they're holding your leg down, trying to pull you in with them, and you trying to get up to us.
Hey, trust me. If anybody done pulled me in, it's been this old man sitting next to me. He stay pulling me into some foolishness. But I wouldn't change it for the world, though. I wouldn't change it.
You know, I never meant CT, but I heard a lot of my friends talking about it. I got a funny ass story, and it was from Bill Goldberg. You remember Bill Goldberg?
We had Bill on the show not too long ago, too.
Yeah. So Bill, one of my best friends.
Okay.
So you remember he had a karate school up in what was this? San Diego.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And he had a karate instructor. I forgot the guy's name, black guy.
Man, what is his real name? I know the name of his school. Ruben.
Ruben, yeah.
Ruben.
So that was years ago. I think they had just got a taste of you because Ruben was the head instructor.
Uh-huh.
And Ruben came to you, and I think he spent a weekend with you or something. You changed the whole format of his teaching. He was using words like, if you can't get your fucking ass up and get your fucking ass out of here, he was just cursing. And Goldberg was talking to me, and Goldberg said, man, I don't know where he got that from, man. I think he went to see this guy CT that he kind of motivate some of the guys the way he talked like that. He'd just curse them out. And so, yeah. Then I was like, so I told her, I'll be there next week. So I flew in. And once I saw the class, I saw why he didn't want Ruben cursing like that, because most of the students were like 12 or 13 years old. I was like, oh.
Damn, he cussing out the little kids.
Yeah, he cursing little kids. I get your ass up. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, he definitely got that from CT, because CT don't care how old you are. He gonna cuss your ass out.
He don't.
He gonna cuss your ass out one way or the other.
You know I take it easy on kids now. Come on. I take it easy.
As you got a little older now.
Yeah.
The younger CT Fletcher wasn't taking it easy on nobody. Don't try to change it up now. Don't do that. All right. So one of the biggest things that I'm very interested in on your career is your martial arts career. What got you started in the martial arts? And did you know you were going to take it as far as you took it when you first started?
CT may understand this, man. It was a time in everybody's life, I think when I was like 9 or 10, well, you didn't just want to kick nobody's ass. You wanted to kick them in the face. You wanted, they have Bruce Lee movie, all these karate movies.
Hell yeah.
Hey, we'll watch a movie. My friends and I, we'll watch the same TV. It was on TV then. We ain't about the movie. On TV, karate TV show. And we'll all meet up at one house, and we call it karate fighting. Nobody do karate. We just run around kicking each other. So I told my brother, I just saw this movie called Chinese Connection. I just seen it last night.
Yeah.
It when Bruce Lee was about to kick somebody's ass, like they had killed his instructor. Yeah. And he went into this school, and there were about 30 guys in there. And they all surrounded him. Yeah, I like the way he told me, hold up. He took that shirt off. He commenced to kicking ass.
Everybody ass.
Everybody. Hey, it was motherfucking flying all around there. And that was so fun, man. That inspired me. I said, I went out. So I got a little brother, and my little brother about 5 years younger than me. My little brother had a little gang, little about 6 or 7, little young guy about his age. Used to hang out with him. So I went out there and I told all of them, y'all come in the backyard. They came in the backyard. I said, y'all circle me. Y'all circle me. And I said, y'all just attack me. Attack me. I said, attack me. And they said, what you mean attack me? I said, beat my ass if y'all can. So they said, all right. Man, those little bit of suckers attacked me, man. I didn't know what the hell hit me. They was all over my ass. I was turning upside down. They was kicking my ass. So it was this old guy, we call him Snoop. He was an older guy. He used to stay drunk all the time. He had one eyeball. And sometimes that eyeball, that fake eye, he had to fall out. So everybody knew him in the neighborhood as one-eyed Snoop. So Snoop was watching this whole thing, and he walked down there and he kind of broke it up. He said, what are you doing? Then I said, I'm trying to do karate. I got these guys doing that. He said, son, you can't just do karate. They're going to kill you out here. He said, that's some stuff you got to go to school to learn. I said, well, he said, you don't just get it by doing it. You got to go to a karate class and work with a karate instructor. So I went in and I asked my dad, listen, can you find me a karate school? I want to take karate. And my father said right away, my stepfather said right away, yeah, we just want you out the street. We don't want you in the street. So it was a good thing for me to kind of go into a karate school. So I started taking karate. I think I was 11 years old.
Man, what style?
Man, I started with a style I had a teacher that was crazy. rest in peace, Sensei. When I said crazy, he was one of those guys that was in Vietnam. Oh. Like he had been out of the military for years, but he still wore his green flappy hat and stuff and walked around like he was military. But in military, while he was in the military, he was studying karate, and he started this karate style on his own. He started karate style with Kenpo, boxing. It included boxing, throws, flipping, kicking. So it was American karate style. And he just came up with himself and he started teaching it. And he told me he looked up to this guy. And I said, what guy did you look up to? He said his guy's name. He says this guy who started his own style in Japan. And I like that style. So that's the style I'll be teaching. So my teacher started teaching me a different kind of concentrated style, but from Japan.
Man. So Mr. Fletcher over here is a former martial artist himself.
Well, Mr. Fletcher gonna understand this. That's why I started. But throughout the year, I stayed in it. I'm still in karate now. Mm-hmm. But I stayed in karate like I'll go play football because I was a very good athlete. So I go play football, then I come back to karate, then I play basketball, come back to karate. You know, I did that all the way through college. Every summer I was in there teaching karate and working with my karate instructor somewhere. So I got a black belt in Kenpo. I got a black belt in Shatong, American karate, with Chuck Norris style, American karate. I got on Taekwondo. I got and then later in my life, I wanted to get to the root of things. It's like I got all this stuff in me, but I don't know how to tell nobody the history of anything, because when I was young, I was just doing what somebody told me to do. Mm-hmm. This is what I got to learn to move up the belt. The style of karate was this, but I just remember my teacher telling me about one guy that he looked up to that really inspired him to teach the way he teach, the style he was teaching. And he really improvised a lot of that stuff based off what this karate guy was. And it was so funny. So about maybe 7 years ago, I said, you know what? I was with my good friend, Sonny Ono, Japanese guy in Japan. I was sitting down. I said, you know what, Sonny? I want a Japanese teacher. He said, why? I said, I want a teacher to teach me a Japanese style. And he said, okay. And one day we were just sitting there talking, and he came to Atlanta. He said, hey, Cat, come and have sushi with me. I said, I don't eat sushi, but I'll come and I can find something to eat. He said, I'm going to invite one of my friends out. So when he invited his friend was a Japanese teacher. And he was the karate instructor, and he was the handler for all the Japanese wrestlers that were coming from Japan. Okay. His name was Takahashi. Oh. So once Takahashi and I sat down and we started talking, he found out that I wanted another instructor and I wanted to learn a different style of karate. He said, won't you start with my class? So I started taking karate from him. And when I first started, I wasn't worrying about a belt. I stayed a white belt for like 2 years. But I would go into class like 2-3 times a week. Mm-hmm. Then one day, he brought in another instructor, his instructor, who is 87 years old. And I said, who is his instructor? So I started finding out about Saiko Shihan. Saiko Shihan is Master Oyama. Oh, he's an Oyama participant. Woohoo. Yeah. So this guy started telling me about his teacher. His teacher was Master Oyama. Yeah. Oyama was the one that started Kyokushin. Mm-hmm. And he created a style that were made for big guys to beat up little guys. He had flipping, kicking, boxing, wrestling, all this just to beat up the little guy in his style. Now, so as I started to learn, So
I know
as
you
I saw
heard the legend of Masoyama. The beginning, Masoyama. A legend about him was he used to fight a bull.
Yeah.
And he chopped the bull's horn off with his hand.
Shit.
No, that was true. And he used to fight 100 guys all the time. This guy was bad. He was, and now this is what I learned the most. His first student was Masako Shihan, who is in Alabama now, Japanese guy. Wow. Now, what I learned the history of this is that when Masoyama came to Japan, he's Korean. He's not Japanese. Oh. So what he did, he took the name of this professional millionaire business guy. And the business guy named Oyama, because Masoyama didn't want anybody to know he was Korean. Wow. So he took the name of Oyama and took that name and started using it to teach. And in return, since this billionaire let him use his name, a millionaire let him use his name, he said, I'm going to teach your two sons. So the two sons was Saiko Shihan. One of the sons, the youngest one, was my instructor, my instructor. Wow. So now this is the funny part. I got about 2 or 3 guys that got black belts with me from my original teacher. Man. I found out 7 years into this style, not knowing anything, that this is the guy that my first instructor was telling me about when he said, he started his own style, Masoyama. Okay. And I just didn't put it together because he passed on. He died about maybe 10 years ago. But one of my black belt brother that got a black belt from there told me the story. He said, Masoyama is teacher. That's who teacher used to look up to. Man. So it made a complete circle.
Wow. So
and you know the style. You know the style, CT. The style. I tell everybody I used to you can put me in the locker room and I used to hit guys with all kinds of shit at the top of the head. The mouth off, I could do anything. But I said, this style of Oyama with these Japanese guys, they teach me how to beat somebody ass in a telephone booth.
Woo-hoo. God damn.
Well, you give close range. Mm-hmm. Check it out, close range. It ain't nothing but knuckles. They use every part of the body as a weapon.
Man, that's a hell of a history. When you won the world championships, when I come along, and I'm sure when you came along, the top guys, Chuck Norris was still active. Bill Superfoot Wallace. Benny the Jet Urquidez. You know what? Billy Blanks could fight. But a lot of people
Billy could fight.
Yeah, Billy could fight. A lot of people
go ahead, CT.
No, a lot of people just know him from Tybo and that jump around. But Billy will whoop your ass. Billy could fight.
Billy, listen. Billy was so athletic. I saw him go to a basketball goal and jump up and kick the goal.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah,
he was one of them. Huh?
We had Michael Jai White on the show a few months ago, and him and CT started running down these names. I didn't know who the hell they was talking about. But when Billy Blank's name came up, even Michael Jai White he's like, no, Billy Blanks would whoop your ass. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. Well, let me throw a little salt on y'all. You should have asked Michael White what happened when Ernest Miller went to Billy Blank's school and sparred with Billy Blank. Because I never got to fight Billy. I was fighting in tournaments. He was on another team. I was a super heavyweight. Billy was like 185, 195.
Yeah,
I was like 200 over.
That's right.
So I never got to fight Billy, but I fought a lot of his team members. Mm-hmm. And had like people like Richard Prowden, Terry Kramer. They had a team called Trans Oil or Trans World. Mm-hmm. One of those teams. So Michael White, one of my good friends. Mm-hmm. So when I go to California, Mike White said, let's go to Billy School. So we got to Billy School, and I don't know how it happened, but we put the gear on and we went around. Oh. And when it was over, I felt like I didn't feel no kind of way. But Mike whispered in my ear and said, man, you kick Billy ass.
What?
Oh shit!
You kick Billy ass. Yeah, I was like, does that surprise you? I'll kick your ass too, Mike. I'll kick your ass too, Mike.
Man, don't make me get Mike on the phone and tell him Ernest whoop his ass.
Bro, I was just in a movie with Mike. We got a movie coming out there. He got coming out there. I got a scene in it. Trouble Man.
Oh yeah.
And Mike, yeah, Mike looked good. He kicked everybody's ass in there. Now, one day he was in Atlanta, and we used to go run like on Sunday. That's what happened to me today. We used to go run, and when we go run on Sunday, we get to talking. He said, "Hey man, I got this part. I want you to play in my movie." So I said, "Oh yeah." I was like, "What is it?" He said, "Well, it's a good part. Mike Epps and a couple other guys in it. One of the guys gonna send you to get me." That's oh yeah. So I get to cut the last movie we was in with Blood and Bones. Mm-hmm. I was in Blood and Bones.
Yeah,
I remember.
And he had me fight Mama Dear. I was Mama Dearest. He had me fighting what's the guy named? The black guy who won the first UFC, Quick Hands, the kickboxer. He was the first one, black guy, that started beating the Gracies.
Yeah,
because he had good hands.
Exactly who you're talking about. Oh,
I can't think of his name now.
Not Gary Good. Not Gary.
No, not Gary Good.
No. He was right before then. He was when stand-up wasn't working.
Yeah.
He came in. But anyway, my scene was against him. Of course, I got to break his arm and kill him on site. That's the only scene I have. So when I was with Michael White and Mike was just talking, I didn't even ask for it. He just offered it to me. So I said, well, what I'm going to do? He said, you going to come and get me. I said, what? So I get to be in the scene with you. Now, this is one of my best friends. I said, so I get to be in the scene with you? He said, yeah. He said, you going to come to get me? Then he looked at me. He said, but that ain't going to work out for you. That's oh, hell no. That's oh, hell no. I said, wait a minute. You mean to tell me I get killed in your movie? I've been friends for 30 years and I get killed in your movie. He said, Ernest, it is my movie, right? I said, okay, you're right. He had a way of talking me into it, so I say you're right. And it came out pretty good, man.
Well, I was going to ask you about Trouble, man. We didn't get to talk to, it wasn't, he hadn't released anything on it when we had him on the show, so I didn't get a chance to talk to him about it, but I was going to ask you because I saw the flyer for it the other day. Because it's you in there. Who else is in there? Is it Method Man?
Method Man, Mike Epps, Lala Anthony, that's it, Michael Epps. Yeah. Okay. What's the guy named? Vernon Jones. Not Vernon Jones, but I'll get his name. But it got a host of good actors, very talented actors in there.
You got a pretty extensive movie career. Didn't you play Ernie Savers?
I did, but you know what, brother? Nobody give me a pat on my back.
Well, I'm gonna give it to you.
If I want no white boys in wrestling, man, they would say, damn, he had a very successful career. Mm. I mean, I tried out for NFL football. I hooked up with a couple of teams. Then I came back from football, and then I said, what do I want to do next? I started teaching karate. Then I started competing and fighting. We didn't have like mixed martial arts. We had kickboxing. It was just kickboxing.
That's right. Yeah.
So either you had to do kickboxing. So I had 5 undefeated fights against some top guys. And then I left there and went into pro wrestling, and 5 years I went to the top. Go ahead.
Didn't you teach Bischoff's kids?
That's how I got in. I was teaching Bischoff on kids in there, and Bischoff came up to the school and tried to beat up all my karate instructors, and I was trying to show off. So I said, okay, I got to stop his ass right now. But then when I realized I was about to stop one of my favorite karate students, just as I thought, like, I'm about to smash his father, I looked over and said, I'm not going to get anything out of this. So I played with him a little bit. Bischoff would swing it, I'll flip out the way, I'll throw 2 kicks over his head, and it was just real nice. But he looked at me after that. He said, bro, you'll be good with me. That's the way he said as a pro wrestler. He said, you can talk, you have to let it, You could do it. That was just right on the verge of MMA and Dana White starting up. So I went with them because I went with the money. So when people talk about them, Michael White got a tendency of doing this shit too. Ever since he been in fucking LA, I always hear him talking about all these damn good ass fighters that he can fight. He ain't never seen these guys fight. He only saw them on TV. He saw them on TV. These are TV buddies. But when Mike didn't have anything, we was in Connecticut, he saw who that fighter was. He knew I was a fighter. We'll go into a karate school anywhere. And Mike will beat up the whole school, and then I'll come in there, beat up the whole school and Mike.
Okay, but while we on the subject of Michael Jai White, one of the questions, when we had him on the show, going to the YouTube comment section, people was talking all kind of shit. Michael Jai White ain't never had no real fight. He ain't never whooped nobody, whoop-de-whoop-whoop. Can you explain for somebody who knows Michael Jai White, seen Michael Jai White train with him, how legit is Michael Jai White when it comes to martial arts? Because I'm tired of all these people talking shit about my man like he don't know what the hell he's doing.
Listen, I talk shit to Mike all day long. I tell people I'll kick Mike's ass. That's what me and Mike talk about. I got something I do when I've sparred with some of the top guys. Even Goldberg, ask Goldberg about me. Goldberg been in the ring when he thought he was going to fight, or anybody in the locker room, or anybody even been in a wrestling ring. They'll tell me, say, damn, the shit he'll do is so fast. It's like, how the fuck can we react to it? And I'm slowing it down at 235 pounds.
Yep.
I cannot, my kickboxing career, I get in the ring and I look over at the guy, my opponent, and I look over and I swear on my dead mom. I look at him and say, this motherfucker's crazy. I can kill his ass in this ring. I can do so many different things, so many different ways that I just couldn't believe somebody stand in the ring and give me the opportunity to do it. Now, going back to Michael White, people better be lucky he decided to be an actor. Mm-hmm. That should sum everything up, because I've been there. People should be lucky this dude chose a career that took him away from, he didn't have to fight. Because this man, let me tell you something, he's as strong as he say he is, for real. His technique is incredible. I mean, they pinpoint. You know, they razor sharp.
I've heard other martial artists say that, from Joe Rogan. So many people say like his technique is spot on.
Don't put me in there with Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan one of those LA guys I'm talking about that Mike White like to call they badasses. I'm talking about a street nigga that I would have with me. Mike White is that dude. No lie. I tell everybody that when they ask me, because, you know, people don't want to listen to me because, you know, they ain't see me in the, they never see me in the cage.
Yeah.
You know, they never saw me. I didn't have to make money by getting beat up like that. I made my money because I chose to go in pro wrestling and act. Mm-hmm. You know, pro wrestling because I would get more money. Those guys, man, that were fighting then in MMA and the UFC, man, you ought to see those guys now, man. I hate to say it, they look bad. I don't think many of them made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. Go ahead.
At 62, you look damn good. You look damn good, man. You look, yeah.
Bruh, guess what I was doing? And I'm going to tell the truth. Guess why I'm late today? Because Sunday morning, I usually go and run. So today, I decided, shit, I'm going to step it up. I usually run all sprint. I run my sprints on Sunday. So I said, I'm going to step it up today. I'm running 10 100-yard sprint. Bang, 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 bang. I get to number 9, and this girl, too. I'm trying to show out because a girl like So I got one more. I just turned to her. I said, y'all don't know what a light-skinned guy like me. I'm not that kind of light-skinned guy that you got with the curly hair. I'm one that, I told her my name my name in college, a black college, Savannah State,
Yes,
they named me Dirty Red. I said, you know what that mean when they name a light-skinned guy Dirty Red in a black college? That mean they done tested you and you ain't nobody they want to fuck with. We got one more 100, girl. Let's see if you can keep up. Boom, we took off. Next thing you know, I'm laying face down, the collar cramp.
Oh.
I'm laying face down. Got my head down, kicking my leg. I was like, oh shit, I got a cramp.
He did a CT.
Oh man, I got up and I walked off, and it's better now. So I went and got some ice and stretched it out. And then I had to remind myself, listen, bro, you 62 years old. That don't mean you got to stop everything, but you got to be smart.
Yeah.
Be smart about the way you do it. You know?
Man.
So I had to remind myself of that all the time, CT.
I tell you what, you need to remind it because your ass you look good.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the problem. We look like we can still do something. We still want to do it. We still want to do it, but you got to be smart. You know, I still spar with these guys, and what we do, I do two different types of spar. I do what they call tournament sparring. Mm-hmm. You might know what that is. Yep. That's a lot of bouncing around. You got to be jet. You got to be off this point fast.
Man.
I do those on Monday night with young guys that they so fast now, man, cause they don't have to hit anymore. They just have to tap you. Mm. And they so fast, man. That's just like Herschel Walker putting his head down on you and you trying to make a tackle. He gonna run through your ass, you know. Yeah. So I do that, and then Oyama, I go and do the Oyama style sparring Tuesday. In Oyama style sparring, you have no gloves. You may have shin guard, and you can kick to the leg, punch to the body, and kick to the head. You can't punch to the face. So all they do is just beat the body up, make the body tough.
Man. Before we get off of Michael J, I told people sitting next to that man, he was sitting right here on this couch where I'm sitting at. Super nice guy, but I told everybody, I said, it's looking at that man in his eyes, I said, people got it twisted. They think he's just an actor. I said, Michael J, I just looking at Michael, I said, he could kill you if he wanted to. I said, he's got that look in his eye. I said, where he's the type, if you piss him off, he will kill you. It's probably 1,000 different ways he could kill you. But
I don't know. I don't know if he'll kill you now. I'm gonna tell you this story, and I don't know why Michael got mad. We was in California somewhere eating with two of his friends. I'm not gonna name the two friends. Mm-hmm. I had just got there, and we all sitting at this restaurant eating, and Mike got mad at the guys about something. And I'm still eating. I hear Mike talking and Mike getting mad. Next thing you know, Mike slammed his hand on the table, snatched the thing out, snatched the bill, and walking up to the front. And the other two guys, they were big name actors too and producers. Okay. They were shaking in their boots, man. I was still eating, and they were like, oh shit, he's mad. He gonna kill somebody. And then I looked at them, I said, he gonna kill who? He ain't gonna do shit to me. He may kill one of y'all two. He ain't gonna do shit. He don't scare me with that bullshit. I just finished eating. Yeah. And it's so funny. I know we're talking this right here, but this is how Michael and I talk, just like this. But it's true.
No, I love it. And again, that's the thing that me and CT do, Stevie Ray do. I've been on the phone with Stevie Ray for 3 hours, and that brother talks so bad to me. It's not even funny how bad Stevie talked to me for hours at a time. It just
but see, now that I'm older, Michael called me with some shit, and I don't even talk smart to him anymore. It's not worth it anymore. But I tell you, the last time we sparred though together we was in L.A. This is what I do. When I got into wrestling, it'll take me away from what I love, karate.
Yeah. And
then you got to kind of recharge. And the way I used to recharge, I need to be around that karate world. But then there will always be not too many people around the karate world that stayed in it for a long time. Michael White was one of my friends that all he talked about was martial arts.
Yep.
And fighting. If you talk to him, that's all he talked about, martial art and physical fitness. So what I would do when I got away from it, I get on a flight, go to LA, hang out with Mike. That's all we did. First thing we'll do, we'll go to the gym, put on the stuff and spar. So I remember going to this gym, and And this guy got some tape of this. We went to the gym and we started sparring around. Usually we just start out real slow. So anyway, I'm starting out. Mike knew what kind of kick I was going to throw. I threw a back left round kick. And soon I threw that back left round kick, he dropped down and tiger whipped me.
Oh.
And boom. and I hit the floor hard. And I was mad as hell. I was about to say, bro, you don't do no shit like we just getting started. He just said, well, we're sparring. I said, that's the first thing you want to do is tiger whip me, sweep me like that. He said, yeah. So we started back sparring. He knew it was coming. So he kicked that leg. I dropped down to one knee and swept his leg up. He went, boom. And I looked at it. I said, you knew it was coming, but you just didn't know how it was coming. You know?
Did you ever compete in any of Ed Parker's tournaments?
Yeah. You know what? The one out in California?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the one out in California.
Do you know what year? Because that was the one I competed in.
Man, I don't know what year.
Please tell me you whooped CTF back in the day.
I was a middleweight. And he fought
I was a listen, I fought because I tried to play pro football until I think it was like 87. And I started fighting back in in Boston area. And then Connecticut. Mm-hmm. So that's why I really started my karate. And that's how I met Michael White, because I just got through playing football. And they said one of the best karate schools in West Haven, Connecticut. I went over there and they had a bunch of good guys there. Michael White was one of them. You know, he would have to be, I think, Mike wasn't even acting then. Well, he was acting, but I think the only thing Mike had finished was a damn Burger King commercial where he had a big ass hamburger up and he was smiling. but all he was talking about, I just got through playing pro football a little bit, and I had a little money, so I started doing karate. And I had a nice 928 Porsche. I don't know if y'all remember when the light used to come up. Yeah. So I went to this club that all the guys used to go to. And Mike White did have a lot of money, but that joker had that smile. And when he walked in somewhere, boy, every lady in there wanted that dude, man. I mean, he always had a beautiful girl with him. Mm-hmm. He was real quiet, kind of nice. He was like one of my best friends. He was like, when we got ready to go somewhere, come on, Mike, I'll take care of you. Don't worry about that. He one of those guys, real nice. And matter of fact, at this club one night, they used to park my car right in front because everybody knew I played pro football. And I walked in, I'll go right in, they parked my car. So I drove up. Then Michael White, him and a beautiful young lady walking by, and him and I just started talking. You know, we knew each other from karate. He said, yeah, I'm just here. I said, yeah, I'm just here too for a little while, but I got to go home. My girlfriend wait for me. And he just talked. He said, and then the guy brought me the key. He said, this your car? I said, yeah. He said, man, this thing is beautiful. He was looking at it. He was like, man, this thing is nice. He said, can I sit in it? Then I said, yeah. Then I said, here go the key, drive it. You know, and that's not why we became friends, but that's the kind of person I am with my friends. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Mike is the same way.
Yeah, he couldn't have been nicer. We actually got introduced to him by actor Michael Beach. We had him on the show, and then he was just asking me, he was like, who else would you like on the show? I was like, man, Michael J. White is one I really want to sit down. He get on the phone, he called Michael, set it up for me. I was like, cool. And Michael couldn't have been a nicer guy, man. But like I said, it's just, it was something about him as I'm sitting next to him. I'm like, yeah, people can talk all the shit they want to about this man, but I don't care if he's acting or not. Michael, that brother's bad, man.
You said if he acting. When I went to California, I liked to play basketball. So I went on the basketball court, and back in the day, I could play basketball really good, partially because I could fight. Yeah. So it's a different thing when you know you can fight. When you go to the court, you're not ready to fight, but you will fight. Yeah. So that's how you used to play, CT. That's how we used to play basketball outdoor on the court. You had to be willing to fight. Yeah. You know, if you ain't willing to fight, they're going to chump you out. You ain't going to play defense. So I went to L.A., man, and I'm in L.A. Fitness, and I'm playing basketball, and all these actors in there, man. I mean, Eric Tank, the singer, Tank, all of them in there just playing basketball. And this one guy fouled me real hard, and I said, my ball. He said, no, you're not getting the ball. You're not getting. I looked at him. He said, you're not getting the ball. So I said, all right, if that's how y'all play out here. So I threw in the ball back. And then the next thing you know, I fouled him. And guess what he said? My ball. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, yo, ball. And I was like, man, you got me messed up. Y'all don't know who I am. He said, I don't care who you are. And then the guy walked away. He looked at me. He said, bro, you need to Google me. I got 4 homicides. Then I said, I drew the ball back. I said, you need to Google me. I got 8. And I was throw the ball. And he dunked. Everybody started laughing. And he started laughing too. And then the guy said, Cat, you got to remember, you playing with all actors out here. These are actors. They just act like they tough. So that go to Michael White. Michael White is tough, but he act like he tough. Everybody tough until they get hit in the damn mouth. Let's see who's tough here.
All right, well, I'm going to say this just for my enjoyment pleasure. The next time you in L.A., you got to stop by the gym and you and Mr. Fletcher can spar for my enjoyment.
Why you trying?
Hey, this motherfucker said that.
Hey, man.
There's a famous picture of Mr. Fletcher kicking his leg all the way over his head. I wonder if he can still do it.
I seen that, Fletcher. You don't have, listen, I tell everybody this. Goldberg just called me last week. In matter of fact, I'm going to read a text message to him. You know, he getting ready to have a wrestling match, retirement match, man. And he'll be here in Atlanta. And did what you just said about Mr. Fletcher used to have his legs up like that. And I told Goldberg, man, let me find this text message. And it's so funny. The reason because it means something to me. Yeah. It's let me see. What, Thursday? I said, I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. That was last week, talking about he'll be here next week. Mm-hmm. And he said, yes, sir. He said, it should be interesting. Then I said, can I get anything for you? You need anything while you're here? Let me know. He said, make me about 20 years younger. Then I said, okay, I got AI. He started laughing. But the part we were thinking about is, man, when he said, man, it's pretty tough mentally to go out there 20 to 30 pounds lighter than what you was before. Yeah. And then I put it to him like, man, listen, it's not what you look like anymore. It's more about that legacy you achieve.
Absolutely.
You don't have to overachieve. Enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean, bro. You know how many listen, I can't do that. I'd have knocked out and beat plenty of people asses. and I was that guy knock on the door and say, hey, bring my money.
That sounds like Mr. Fletcher over here.
Yeah. That was, listen, that's what, when they knew back in our time, when they knew we could do this, they wanted us to go knock on some doors for them to scare the shit out of people to pay their bills or to get their money back. But
man,
I done heard those stories.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got some too, Fletch. But it was that arrow, that V shape in the road to where you going left or right.
Yep. Absolutely.
I tried that right a little bit. Then I said, you know what? I don't want to go there because I don't want to embarrass my mom. Mm-hmm. So I'm going the right way.
Well, Mr. Fletcher wasn't kicking people, but he would slap the hell out of a bunch of motherfuckers in his day.
Ooh, that's all you had to do.
Legendary stories to see. I'm like, what was this with the slapping? He was like, man, sometimes you just got to slap a motherfucker.
Back in the day, that slap all you motherfucking need. I learned from my grandma. She had the fastest right hand I ever seen.
It's because it's humiliating when you slap a grown man down.
You ain't lying, boy.
It's humiliating. You slap a grown man down, that's some humiliating shit. So you not only fuck him up, you humiliate him.
That's how we get our point across. When we used to fight like slap hands open, slap him up, but just pow. 1-2 minute knuckle, it was just slap. We could call it slap boxing. Mm-hmm. And guy get right there, boom, slap. Especially when you backhand somebody, that's when the next level.
You don't know nothing about that.
Man.
You don't know who raised me. I got backhanded quite often in my household. Many a days.
Now, where did the nickname the Cat come from? When I see your wrestling matches, man, that's the perfect. I mean, what you use that ring like you built it. You know every square inch of that motherfucker. You walking up them ropes and get on the top and turn around and sit and kick a motherfucker in the head, just like you drinking a cup of coffee.
And you know why? Because if you come from the real world of fighting, sometimes it's not the opponent that you fight in the ring. The ring is what you got to be afraid of, because you got to know the ring. That's why you see a lot of boxers moving in, leaning on the rope by themselves, just moving around the ring. That's why they put fighting in a cage, because it's difficult. It's not the fighter. It's sometimes just hard being in a cage. So when I got to wrestling, I just learned the ropes. I learned the ring, what we can do in the ring. And the reason they call me the cat, because I didn't trust some of those white boys by flipping me upside down. So I said, listen, they said, all you have to do is land on your back. Just land on your back. I was like, okay, all right. Then I said, well, what if you can land on your feet? He said, it's going to be difficult to land on your feet. So we in the power plant, and I took every bump they had, boom, and I land on my feet, on my feet. Then I would land on my feet, and then I would hit my back. So this guy, I think it was Paul Orndorff. Paul Orndorff said, wonderful. Man, this guy like a damn cat. Yeah. Like a cat. You could throw him anywhere, he gonna land on his feet. He's like a cat, and so that name it's kind of stuck with me. Yep, it sure did. And it's fitting. It's perfect. It's perfect, man, because he walked them ropes, run up that damn turnbuckle and kick a motherfucker upside the head. Oh, it took a while to really kind of control my kicks, if I ever got control of them, because I was talking to Vince McMahon one time. He said, Cat, go out there and hit him with an elbow or do that. I said, why hit him with an elbow and I got kicks, man? I said, they fear my kicks. Then Vince McMahon looked at me. He said, yeah, I heard.
That was one of the questions I was going to ask you. What was, coming from the world of martial arts, going into professional wrestling, was there a certain part of professional wrestling that was tougher for you to grasp onto than other parts of it? Especially like with the whole kicking and punching, trying to make it look real, but actually not kicking somebody's head off. Was that a hard transition for you going into professional wrestling?
That wasn't hard for me, but it was hard for people I worked with to believe that they didn't have to make me look good.
Yeah, okay.
Just protect yourself, because I can jump up and kick you anywhere I want to, because I see the spot, and then I can hit the spot with whatever technique that I have. So my thing was, like, I told one guy, I said, listen, this is the kick. We went out to the ring. I said, it's a jump, spin, around kick. And he was like, yeah. I said, now, when you see me, put your hand up and go backwards. Then he was like, no, Cat, this is what we could do, Cat. When I see your kick, I'm going to walk in, I'm going to run into your kick, and then I'm going to do a whole seesaw flip back. I said, no, don't do that. Just put your hands up and protect yourself. Nathan, when it came time to do the kick, man, I hit the guy with the kick. I looked down, blood everywhere.
Oh, damn.
Oh, I had broke his nose. And then on the way out, I apologized to him, Johnny Swinger. That was his name, Johnny Swinger. I said, Johnny, why in the hell you didn't put your hands up? He said, man, I didn't know they were coming that fast. He said, I didn't know you were that fast. I said, I told you, though. Remember, I kept saying, don't go into it, go away from it. But they wanted to do what they knew how to do to make it look good. But I knew it was a hell of a kick, and it hurt the guy. Cause as soon as I came out, Miss Jacqueline was laughing, talking about, ooh, I need you as a fucking bodyguard. She said, man, that kick was fast. But the thing is, I just didn't want to hurt people.
Yeah.
So it was getting myself in the position to be able to say, this is what you can do, and this is what you don't do. Mm-hmm. Just listen to me.
Now they got we had quite a few wrestlers on the show, and Mike liked to ask them who's tough outside of the ring, who's really a tough guy. Now,
see, this what make me pissed off sometimes, Michael White. I heard Michael White ask this damn question, answer this question when somebody asked him that. He used every tough UFC guy. Mm-hmm. He used every tough movie karate guy. This motherfucker, he talking about Jackie Chan. Man, Jackie Chan 5'3", man, I would put my foot up his ass. But he talking about, oh, this guy knows so much martial art, bro. That's not what it means when you ask a question like that. First of all, who got the heart to stand there even if you getting your ass whooped? Who got the heart to stand there and be there just to support you? We don't want to run out on each other. That is hard. You got to have heart. Even if you know every technique in the world, you got to stand in there and you got to put your ass on the line just to get some ass. It ain't too many guys like that. I've never met too many guys like that who would stand there and fight, but all of my relatives. I got an uncle. I'm 2 weeks older than my uncle. When we were 16, we got in a fight with about 12 guys. And all we were doing, throwing punches, fighting 12 guys. I couldn't run because I couldn't leave him. Nope. And he was not going to run because he couldn't leave me. So we went there, we were taking names, kicking ass. And then when they broke it up, they took us both home to my grandma and told my grandma, said, man, you should see how many kids these guys down there fighting. They fighting a whole busload of kids. But that's what I mean. Yeah. When you fighting someone in your life that you said you are going to stand with you somewhere, make sure, what do they do when they fear something? Check that out first. Yeah. What do they do when they fear something? Not because they can kick and punch. And who want to stay there with you? Michael White calling all these damn names of these people. Oh, this guy, I have this guy with me. Yeah, both of y'all asses kicked. And the only person I feel like in the wrestling business, like who would be tough in a bar is I don't want somebody who not afraid to fight. Like they looking for a fight. I don't want that guy with me. I don't want the guy who gonna run when the fight get hot and heated up. I want somebody with me that I know gonna be there. He ain't gonna leave until I leave. And that's somebody like Goldberg. There's somebody like Goldberg, somebody like Stevie Ray, Train, Ice Train. Those guys are guys that I would go with and fight anywhere with, because I already know what kind of dude I am. Yeah. I'm a lawyer. I'm gonna stay there. If we get out, if you get your ass kicked, I'm gonna get my ass kicked too. So we gonna laugh about it.
You and Train was good friends.
Man, me and Train were great friends, man. And when I said great friends, we used to talk all the time. It's just the conversations we had, man. Yeah. And they were funny. And they were just nice. You know, shit happened in the business that people keep to themselves because they don't want to get out there.
You sound like Stevie Ray. That's how Stevie Ray be talking. That boy, shit I can tell you, but I can't tell you.
Yeah, we can't. And sometimes you forget. So me and Ice Train would sit down talking, and we were talking about this one wrestler that used to like to do this wife swapping stuff.
What?
You know, he had some P. Diddy parties going on. and Ice Train was known to be over there at a few of them. So one day me and Ice Train just started talking. I think Ice Train forgot who he was talking to. He was like, man, I tell you, you know somebody about to get in there and tell you something. He leaned in. He was just about to tell me what I wanted to hear. Then that motherfucker turned and looked in my eyes and said, oh, shit, nothing, forget it. I ain't telling you shit, because I know you about to tell something.
Man, Train, I met Train through CT. I remember CT was, you know, I already knew who Train was, being a wrestling fan, and I remember one day he called me. He was like, "Man, you know, me and Ice Train cousins." Found out they were related all this time, which is funny to me because when I look back at pictures of like younger CT and Train, they look alike. And I said, I remember telling him before he told me I said, "Man, you and Train kind of look alike." And so then he told me some months later that they were related. So
that's my boy, man.
Yeah, Train would always hit me. He was just checking on me. Back in 2019, I suffered an aorta dissection. So he would check on me. He was like, "Man, I know what that's like, dealing with all this heart shit." So we were talking, and the week he passed, he was out here for Iron Wars. I remember the next day, he called me that Friday of Iron War. He called me. He was just like, man, I'm just checking in, yo, and you can't wait to see you today. I was like, cool. So we talked for a little bit. And he was asking me, how my heart and everything was doing. And I was like, man, I'm doing better. I said, probably gonna end up having to have a stent put in. He was like, man, they want me to get another stent put in, but I'm not doing no more surgeries. I'm done with this shit. He was like, they didn't poked and prodded on me too many times. And literally the next day we were supposed to meet at the LA Fit Expo, and he never showed up. And his cousin? Cousin? Yeah, his cousin showed up, and he was like, yeah, man, train in the hospital. And, he telling us he in the hospital, you in your brain, you still think, oh, he going to be okay, man, a little.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And next thing I know, a day or so later, they told us he passed. And I always remember that last conversation we had, and he was just like, man, these doctors want me to go back in for more surgeries, talking about it to help save my life. And I'm not doing that shit no more. I'm done. And then for a few days later, for him to be dead, that has always stuck with me since then, man. And I just had open heart surgery, and I thought about him the day I went into surgery. I'm like, man, I would just wonder, had he, maybe did what the doctors told him to do, and maybe he had another procedure, would have saved his life. You never know. But those last words he spoke to me I have always just set heavy with me. So when they told me I needed open heart surgery, I was like, as much as I didn't want to do it, his words just were in my brain. I'm like, let me just go ahead and do this. You just never know what could come of it, and something bad may happen. I'm a grandfather, I'm a father, all of this stuff. But those words he spoke to me last really stuck to me. And I was like, that was not the last time I was expecting to see that brother when he was out here, man. And to know that he never talked about that. I think that was the best part. We just talked bullshit and laughed, and that's how, when we got on the phone, we laughed at everything. And we didn't talk about that medical and health and all that stuff. To me, because he always looked like he was in the best of shape. Mm-hmm. Well, because when we saw him out here, that was the first thing I thought when he got out. I'm like, man, he had slimmed down. He was still had them big ass arms. He was looking good though, but you could tell he had slimmed down a lot though. Which he said, he did, for the health reasons and stuff to drop some of that weight. But he looked really good. I remember telling C, I'm like, man, Train looked really good. And then for him not to be here a couple of days later, just like I said, every time I think about it, just trips me out a little bit.
Yeah.
But he was one of the good ones, man. He was one of the good ones. So R.I.P.
I mean,
Train, we miss you, brother.
He was one of the boys, man. We have a good time just talking. Just talking, and he loved to talk, but I got funny stories about him. When I first got there, I was getting paid probably the most money I've ever got paid before in my life. And I was still driving around in an old Volkswagen Passat. and I remember I drove down to the power plant, and I saw this black Lincoln drive up. And it was Train. And Train started saying, hey, Cat, man, listen, you got money now. You need to buy something. You need to look a certain way. He said, you need to get something, man, that can make you look good, man. Go get your new car, man. He said, go get your new car. He said, when you go to these restaurants, man, leave big tips. They know when you come out. So I was seeing this girl. I had just seen this girl. And she worked in a little place. I didn't know what it was, but it was some kind of little massage place. And but it was strippers. It was a small strip club.
Yeah.
Let me go tell the truth.
You're gonna tell the truth.
So her and I were just talking. She was always telling me she worked at the front door and stuff like this. So this right before I started wrestling. And then when I started wrestling, right, she started, talking, trying to get more into that. Know I'm making a little bit more money. And she was still doing it. It was just somebody I just met. So one day she came to me. She said, I got a client, and I think they say he a wrestler. I'm not sure. But I just know when he come in there, he always carried his wallet, and it had nothing but hundreds in it. I said, oh, yeah. She was saying that. I said, I wonder who it is, man. It got to be somebody from a long time ago. Got to be somebody from a long time ago. So me and Trey went somewhere to dinner. We were just talking. We just always talk about having a good time. And I was just saying, Trey said, hey, I'll pay for this. So he reached out, pulled out that big wallet. And so he opened that wallet. My number 100. My eyes got big as hell. I said, please don't tell me it's Ice Train. Don't tell me my buddy seeing this girl. So I said, Train, let me ask you something. Do you know this girl? I saw the picture. He said, oh, yeah. She always wait on me. So I go to this little place, and she always wait on me. She always do it. And so I got her, I told baby, we done. I'm through with you. Yeah. Well, no more. I'm done with you, baby.
You know, I heard similar stories about my cousins. Say, so who said he told us to say Train was fuck?
That was Stevie Ray.
Yeah,
Stevie was trying not to tell a whole lot. But
he say Train didn't care what they look like.
Train. He was. I mean, he could talk. This dude was like, he can talk. He was fun. Everybody loved him, man.
Yeah.
Everybody loved him. Athletic, man. I've never seen this dude. A dude that big can jump, can do everything, man.
Yeah.
And then he was one of the nicest guys you wanted to meet. Yep, he wasn't a bully. He didn't, talk down to people. He'll smile and laugh with you.
Mm-hmm. That's the common thing we've heard about Train from everybody we talked to. Is like Train was just one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet.
Nicest guy.
That's the common consensus. All right, so before we get out of here, we run a long time, but I got to talk to you about you and Mr. James Brown. I got to ask you, I know you probably told these stories 100 times, but this is the first time you've been on the FYR podcast. So how did y'all even get James into WCW? I got to know that story.
You know what? We got him in there because at that time I was doing pretty good. My ratings, when I went out, people were watching me, and I was one of those guys. I was so far away from the top dog with what they were doing, the NWO, the Ric Flair. I didn't have to work with those guys to get over. That's how I feel. I didn't have to work. They did not want to work with me anyway. It was an episode to where I would get into where I was going up that ladder of successful wrestler. I was getting over. Mm-hmm. All I needed to do is what they did with Goldberg. Let Goldberg win the title or beat one of the top name guys, and that put him over. Well, at that time, nobody would work with me. They asked Lex Luger to work with me. Lex said, no, I'm not going to work with him. He didn't want to put me over. Nobody wanted to put me over. So but at that time, the big name guys were taking over. So I just said, okay, shit, they ain't going to stop me. They ain't going to stop me. So I remember I was so shy one time. This lead up to what we were saying. I was so shy, I did not know I could do certain things. It's like one of the top bookers came and said, listen, we need you to go out and get this crowd going. I said, go out? Man, I'm a wrestler. What do you mean go out? He said, we need to come out. The crowd need to be hot. I said, what you mean hot? I said, they got to be live. They got to just go out there. Man, I was so nervous. I didn't know what to do. Remember, I didn't grow up wanting to be a pro wrestler. Yeah. I just found myself in this world. So I didn't know how to act, what to do. So he gave me the mic. We was in Chicago in front of about 20, 30,000 people. That's when it was huge. So I went out, man, and I didn't know what to say. So in my head, I said to myself, I always say a little prayer. I used to say, God, I know you ain't going to put me in this position if I'm not ready for it. So let me go. My family got to eat. Let me go do this. I went out. Boom. I started messing around, talking about people in the room. Thing, bang, bang. I started talking about fans. They started going crazy. I said, sit down, shut up. I just ran toward the fence, and I looked face to face with this dude, and I said, hey, man, I'm sorry, Miss, I thought you was a man. And the crowd went crazy. And I rolled back in, and they were like, they started laughing. I started dancing, started doing a little James Brown dance. So after that moment, I said, you know what? That James Brown is something I want to do. This, not the crowd, not for the crowd. This is something I want to do. I grew up watching James Brown. So when I got into position to be able to kind of called my spot. I said, these guys don't want to work with me. They're not going to work with me in here. So I'm going to have to come up with some of the stuff, my own stuff. So I said, let's do the stuff I love. Let's work with some people I know. Then as soon as that worked out, one of the Nitro girl walked up, said, I used to dance with James Brown, Ernest, and he watched the show. He watched you doing, he said, I was standing right there with him, and he was watching you dance on the thing. He started laughing. He said he was laughing. He said, I'll do this with him. Man. So next thing I went to him and said, hey, can we get James Brown on the show? And they said, yeah, James Brown. And this how you know they wasn't prepared for what was about to happen. Because they didn't even tell the world he was coming to WCW. Wow. Yeah. How can you have a guy,
absolutely,
a star like that, coming to your show next week and you don't advertise or you don't do anything?
Yeah, that's crazy.
But let me tell you something. When he came to the ring, he took over the show, man. His charisma, you couldn't hold it. You can't hold it back. I don't know if you ever been in the ring with somebody that's great like him. Man, look at it. I mean, this dude right here, man, look at it. He was having a great time, man. And I'm going to tell you, I used to go out there, and he knew how to take over a show. Mm-hmm. I used to go out there, and then when I got ready to talk or say something, I said, turn my James Brown music off. Turn my James Brown music off so I could talk, right? So when James Brown came, we didn't go over anything. When James Brown came to the ring, I wanted to talk to that crazy crowd because they were going crazy looking at James Brown. I got the mic. I said, hey, turn my James Brown music off. Jane came over and grabbed the mic and said, man, play my music. And the music kept playing. So we went back in the ring. We didn't put anything together. We went back in the ring. He danced a step. I danced a step. He danced a step. And then if you see that cape he putting over my shoulder, it wasn't even for him because I couldn't dare to ask him to do that for me.
Solomon, keep that picture up because I got a question about this picture.
So when he put that cape on me right there, that put me into a different world. He even said it. He said, I only cape two people.
Yeah.
You and Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Yep. That was my question. You took it right out of my mouth. The only other person I've seen him put a cape on is Michael Jackson. So I'm
I got that cape right here now. And everybody will try to get it. I still got that cape. Because at first, when I left it, one that told him thank you, I put his capes back on the stand. Yeah. He looked at, he said, hey, Ernest, take those. You can have them.
Man.
So I still got those capes, man.
Man, that's got to be a crazy feeling to know that the great James Brown only put capes on two people, you and Michael Jackson.
But you know this, like CT, I don't, you probably grew up knowing you were going to be a legend your whole life.
The man still
I'm just saying, man, I know guys who superstar like Michael White, and I use Michael and Goldberg and guys like that all look up to you, man. Yeah. When that happened to me, it's like, that's not why I was out to do what I was doing. I was just doing my thing. Mm-hmm. I was just doing my thing. If I touch people in a way now, when people call me a legend and stuff like I was just doing my job. Yep. You know, my job was to go teach kids karate. Mm. I still teach kids now.
I tell people, the same thing. I don't. They or CTU. No, man, I ain't nothing, bro. I ain't do nothing special as far as I'm concerned. But
you touch people.
You definitely a legend. Yeah, yes, sir.
You know what? They say I'm a legend, but I don't see how.
Well, you are.
I just like to feel I did God work, you know, and like I work with so many kids. Like one of my kids, and this is what make me feel like sometimes better than someone calling me a legend. Usher Raymond is one of my karate students when he was like 12 and 13 years old, right before he became famous. I knew he was going to go famous because he have a bodyguard to come and bring him and their brother to practice. But I didn't know anything about him other than that. But then once he became a big hit, that next year, he stopped coming because he started traveling the world. But last week, I'm sitting on the tennis court playing tennis, and one of my friends video called me. And when he video called me, I thought I was looking for his face. I looked at with Usher. And Usher had a big smile. Hey, Mr. Miller, how you doing? He said, every time I see you, you working out. Then I say, hey, man, listen, this is all I do. How you doing? Just for a brief second. He said, man, we need to get together. Boom. I said, all right, leave your phone number. So he left me a phone number. But this is the best part. The white guy said Usher had just walked into a restaurant, and he had the security and everybody around him. So he never thought that he could get that close and stick a phone in Usher's face without getting his ass beat by the security. But he said he put my phone in, called me. Then when my picture came up, he said he just stuck the phone in Usher's face, and Usher looked down, saw me, and started laughing and started talking to me. That what made them ease up. Because they saw his reaction to me. Whenever that dude see me, he react like that. Whenever my other students see me, some who started with me when they were 20, Eric Bischoff's son, Mr. Miller, I love you.
Yeah.
You know, and these are kids, guys who are not my kids, but they are my kids.
Yeah.
And these are something that impacted lives to where they still appreciate me. They don't scare me. Ain't no P. Diddy shit going on here with those kids. I will put into their life to protect them. Yeah. That's why people like Usher, who was a talented, they knew he was gonna be a star. That's why they put it. He stayed with me so long because they knew this guy gonna protect him. You know, these guys, I still call them and talk to them. So it's just God's gift, man, to me that I don't have to be called a legend. I just like to know that I did some legendary things for people.
It's the same for him. Like I tell the stories all the time. We go to these expos and just to see grown men in tears walking up to CT just like, man, you saved my life. You helped me through this. Or I was going to commit suicide and I ran across one of your videos. And I'm just like, that's just the work of God, man. That's the work of God.
I love that dude video. Before I ever met him, I was looking at that shit. I was like, this guy should be a wrestler, man.
Well, he almost was there for a second.
I'm looking at it, I said, man, look how he talking to people. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. It's not tearing people down. It sounds like a powerful voice. This dude should have been a preacher. He a preacher.
Sucking pussy. I think you got to talk it down to him.
Yeah. He will tell him. But, you know, sometimes you got to dig into him to get them up.
I wake up in the morning and I'm all kind of hoes and this and that, all kind of stuff. He calling me at 6:30 in the morning. I'm like, man, take your ass to sleep.
I just woke up. Just like me. He said, listen, I did this show, man, and it's called Fourth Rope. And it's a wrestling promotion started by a guy named Westside Gunn.
Oh, yeah. MVP's friend. I heard MVP did something with them not too long ago.
Man, listen, I did something with them, man. It was so funny. I was in Vegas, so Austin called me and said, hey, man, they want you to come in and commentate on the show for them. Color commentator. I said, okay. I ain't know nothing about them, but when I got out there and I saw all the black folks, I saw all the young rappers with the stylish clothes, you know, the music. Then I saw the wrestlers that were superstars. I said, this might be fun. So all they did is put me in front of the ring, and I just talked my way off, man. And, you know, let me tell you something, CT. It was like, bitch, get up. It was like that. Ain't no 1, 2, bitch, get up. You ain't hit your ass that hard. Man, get your ass out of here. Ain't no need you coming. There's no need for you to come back and talk now. You just got your ass. We get him the hell out of here. So that's the kind of shit I was talking.
Yeah.
So then I get a call. I get a call from one of the guys, Westside Gunn. One of the guys called me and said, OG, we need to have you back. We need to have you. People love what you were doing, man, how you were talking. I said, bro, I was just talking to y'all like my father used to talk to me. You know?
Absolutely.
It was funny before we go that we had CT did some stuff with AEW not too long ago where we had Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin MVP come down to do a training video. So when me and Shelton were working out the details, Shelton was just like, we want CT to be CT, but, trying to tell him to hold back on the cussing a little bit. I was like, I'll tell him. Them cameras got the roller, the CT got to talk the whole time. They played the video at their pay-per-view at Revolution, and they just bleeping out everything. The crowd is going crazy though, but they just bleeping. It was just bleep, 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 bleep.
Hey, let me tell you about those three chumps. They always nice to me. I love them, man. Yeah. I love what they're doing. I love the way they're carrying themselves. I like how they bounce back from situations that they, that they don't deserve to be in. But it's so funny. Every time I see them, they got these suits on. Bobby Lashley got the biggest smile. He always smiles. Hey, legend, pat on my back, hello. So I saw him in Vegas, and all three of them was together. So I shook MVP hand, and I shook Shannon hand, and then I had to walk a little deeper into the crowd, into the circle, to shake Bobby Lashley's hand. So as soon as I shook Bobby Lashley's hand, Bobby said, "Y'all, let's jump his fucking ass." I did like this. I was like, damn, Bobby, you usually the nice one.
I know.
Why you gonna call Tom, let's jump his ass?
It was funny when they were doing their workout. CT kept telling Bobby, I'm gonna wipe that goddamn smile off your face. Because the whole time Bobby was training, he was just smiling his ass off. CT like, I'm gonna knock that goddamn smile off your face before this shit over with. But yeah, those are three brothers couldn't be nicer than they were. They were amazing, and might be seeing Mr. Fletcher more on some AEW television coming up.
I hope so, man. They need some flavor.
Brother.
Ain't no flavor over there. They need some flavor. That
was a good thing. Like I said, with us, with me going out to StarCast in Dallas, we got some collab stuff coming up, so I'm looking forward to seeing what comes of it.
Hey, CT, I'm surprised would you be in Atlanta anytime soon?
I was supposed to go.
It was supposed to be at Goldberg's last match, so they trying
to.
See,
that's what I thought. That's what I was thinking.
They trying to work out it's some kinks in there. We'll talk to it before when we go off the air. Just stay tight, hold tight.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank Mr. Ernest Miller for being on the F Y'all podcast. This was an amazing interview. Thank you so much, Mr. Miller. I appreciate it. I'm in awe, man. Like I said, every time we have wrestlers on this show, growing up a lifelong wrestling fan, so being able to interact with people like you, Stevie Ray, Shelton Benjamin, MVP, all of these people is a dream come true for me growing up watching you guys on TV. So
nothing but respect. Nothing but respect.
Well, hey, listen, I surely respect you guys for having me on here. I mean, I don't know you, but you seem like a real good young man, 50 years old, still young.
Calling me young, boy. I like
CT, you're the man. You're the man, brother. And it's just off the words and from the mouth of people I know that know you. I haven't spent a lot of time, but sometimes people just once you get there, you already know what to expect from it.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, you sound like my relative, like my family. You sound like family.
Yeah. We could have been out in Atlanta. DDP been trying to get us out there to do some of their yoga. CT a little scared to come do the DDP yoga with me out there, but we might be in Atlanta sometime soon. So
y'all be the first black to ever do it. Every time I see him, he try to save some white guy.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the one and only Ernest the Cat Miller. Don't hold tight, Mr. Miller. Don't leave yet. Solomon, if you could put up before we go. Merch Labs. You guys been asking about the F Y'all podcast merch. Got the website up for you where you can get all your official Michael Wright F Y'all podcast CT Fletcher merch. I'm wearing one of our new shirts here with me and this old bastard on the front of it. But you guys can go to Merch Labs /F Y'all podcast, get all your official F Y'all podcast merch. That's the only place you can get it, so make sure you're getting it from there. Also,
what the cat got going on?
I'm getting there. I want to get our stuff out, and I'm gonna let him close it. That's why I'm the whole tight stand. Shut your ass up. Shit. Damn.
That boy Craig, like he said.
Father and son training. If you are still interested in doing a father and son training with CT and his son Samson, hit up Samson Fletcher at Samson Fletcher Official on Instagram. DM him there. He can work out all the details for you if you'd like to do a father and son training. Now, before I was rudely interrupted, Mr. Miller, do you have anything you would like to promote? Definitely let us know about Trouble Man with you and Michael Jai White coming up. I don't know, has that been released yet or is it coming up?
It will be released the 1st of next month.
Okay.
August 1st. And it seemed to be doing pretty good, man. I mean, it's a great movie, so it's going to do well. Cause Mike, and I hate to say this, but Mike in this movie looked good, man. Yeah. He still looked good with the technique. He's doing a lot of his own stunt. And just the fighting scene I've seen, just from small clip, look great, man. But I've seen the whole movie too. And the way the crowd reacted at the Black Film Festival in Miami, this is gonna be a great movie to watch.
All right, so you kicking ass in there, right, Mr. Miller? You
no, I ain't gonna even tell you because I only seen it with Michael White. So Mike ain't gonna bring me on to kick his ass.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Ernest the Cat Miller, and we gonna end this show like we do every show.
Fuck y'all.